Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a beautiful Monday morning, April 15th, 2024. Make a note, we'll have Zoom trainings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, but due to travel, not Thursday, Friday. Today's topic is a really good one. So we're going to give you kind of a success story, best practices, however you want to phrase it, about our topics over here, how to emphasize to prospects the benefits of participating. I think you would agree with just about anything, how you present it makes a difference. So I'll give you a horrible example, but I have stage 4 cancer. So if I would have gone to my oncologist and he would say, Tom, it's going to be about $20,000 a month. You're going to have therapy every 3 weeks. It's going to make you really sick. Do you think that would have been a good pitch for the oncologist to me? Probably not. But what if he would have said, Tom, here's the treatment plan, and the end result is you have a high probability of living 5 years. So obviously that's a life or death evaluation or comparison. Here, when we're talking about the startup program, I think some of you are not doing a good job of emphasizing the benefits, especially if the first thing out of your mouth is the cost, right? That's not how good salespeople present. And I know you're better than a salesperson, you're above that, but you are in business development. We're here to help people, but if you don't connect with them and motivate them to participate, they won't participate and you're not going to make any money. So what you say and how you say it matters. We've already covered on prior trainings that we believe that this document is the best one for you to use, called the 4 phases of the startup program. If you don't have an editable version, let us know. We'll get it to you. You can change the call to action. But in a one-pager, it tells pretty well what we do in the process. What we're going to do today is we're going to use what we call the Larry Johnson model, and Larry's on training. Thank you for joining us, Larry. So I want to show you how Larry is using this graphic to enroll around 3 to 4 clients a day. So nothing crazy, but if you do 3 to 4 a day, that adds up to around 100 a month. That's a big number. That's a lot of revenue, and of course, it's a lot of people helped. So the key is emphasizing the benefits to the clients. So, how would you describe it? You might start with saying, well, we have a grant-subsidized program designed to create fundable businesses that will qualify for 250,000 or more. So if you're looking for a decent introduction, this is about the way that Larry does it. Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, but something like this. So, we don't get too deep in that first sentence. We just need to have a synopsis to let them know that this is relevant. We're going to be able to help them become fundable, get lots of money. But it's not too good to be true, right? We have to become fundable before we get the money, right? You and I know that. And so then what if you're to then provide more details? And so you'd want this graphic to be in front of them. So even if you're not physically in front of them, email this to them or have a link to text to them, but they need to see this as you're going through. Now, remember, we also have an on-demand PowerPoint of this that you could share with them where we tell the message instead of you needing to do that. And you would find that on the chapmanloanprogram.org website, the YouTube embedded. But when you get to more details, we've got to quickly move to the benefits. And people tend to have a short attention span, so we really need to hit the benefits right away. So using Larry's verbiage, I think his exact words is, it's like we pay you to participate. Now that's going to kind of get their antenna up, their ears open. Wait, you're going to pay me? Because they're all getting kind of defensive, thinking, oh, I'm going to pay something. So we want to explain to them how they benefit. There's two ways you can do this. You can describe the benefits in order of the phases, or you can emphasize what's most impactful maybe first. So we'll do it the Larry Johnson model, and if you want to do it differently, you could reorder these. But so introduction, we have a grant subsidized program designed to create fundable businesses that will then qualify for 250,000 or more. And in fact, it's like we pay you to participate. For example, we will transfer $10,000 to you, so you have collateral on your balance sheet. So what Larry likes to do is connect with the audience and what's most likely to get their attention. So he's gone out of order. That's over in phase 3. It's true, but he's hitting it big because people kind of get excited about that. And so again, that's money that they don't have to pay back. That's not a loan. That's not a debt. So we will transfer you, and he may say we will. I think what he says is we will give you $10,000. I think this is better wording. So you have collateral on your balance sheet. So wow, I enroll and I'm going to get 10,000 for free. Great. But you don't stop there. You want to go ahead and give them the primary tangible benefits before you start having too much more dialogue, because it'll really engage them. Secondly, we will add at least 4 trade lines. So we'll leave it there. So we'll add at least 4 trade lines. Well, that's good. So you have a strong business credit profile. Now that's a tough one, because some people understand about trade lines and some people don't. So you might get a deer in the headlight look. People that know about trade lines, that'll be a big deal. And again, they're not paying us for that. Third is, if you want, we will help you get a business automobile. Now that's true, and that's over here in phase 2, but and so that's kind of a subset of number 2. We talk about different trade lines, and business automobiles can be one of those. But again, Larry's really good about connecting with people and identifying the tangible benefits. And so then the way that Larry wraps up this portion is, if you enroll today, we'll get you funding offers this week, even while we are building out a fundable business. And that's a true statement, right? So if they enroll, we'll be able to help them get first tranche financing. So what Larry doesn't do is just kind of vomit all over them about everything that we do, because there's a lot of other things we do, right? We provide an address, and we provide entity formation, a lot of value that goes into it. But what Larry's good about is connecting with the audience, often in their more simplistic mindset. So he'll still, once he's hit the highlights, he'll still take them through the 4 phases, which is easy to do. You've got the words on the page to talk through. The end goal is to get the funding. So that's kind of the strong closing pitch. So if you'd like to give it a try, we can get started today and position your business to be fundable for 250,000 or more in just 30 to 60 days. So again, you don't have to do the Larry Johnson model. You all are smart, you're experienced, you're motivated, but we need leads, of course. Without leads, nothing's going to happen. But how we educate the leads is incredibly important. And I think some of you are better at it than others. So we wanted to feature today the Larry Johnson model. So let's again summarize, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. as the CEO of a branch office, which I believe each of you are. If you're not, you can become one on ChapmanLoanProgram.org. But I believe most of you are CEOs of branch offices. Your branches should be making at least $100,000 a month. It's almost like I want you to repeat after me so you believe it. Your branch should be earning at least $100,000 a month because there's such a dramatic need to help people. We have an effective way to do it. There are three things that branches do. So let's go ahead and just clarify the three things that branches do. Who can tell me what the first thing is that branches do? We've covered this on prior trainings. What's the first thing that you do? And Joseph's got it right. You generate leads. Now, there's lots of different ways to generate leads. You can buy leads, you can get referrals, you can go out and teach. There's all kinds of different ways, but that's not our topic today. But certainly, you have to have a prospect to talk to. You should be getting, by the way, 2 to 3 referrals from every client you enroll. So as long as you start enrolling some clients, it'll snowball. But separate discussion. Number 2. What do we need to do? Number 2. Marilyn said it. We need to educate leads. So once you have a prospect, someone that's looking for funding, and so remember, we have our opening statements here. So let's go down. How do we prospect? What are the prospecting questions? Number 1, are you looking for funding to start or grow a business? And if they say yes to that, you move on to number 2. If they say no to that, then you don't have a prospect with them, at least. And then number 2 is, do you currently have a fundable business? And again, most of them don't. Many of them don't even understand what it means to have a fundable business. And that's where you describe, well, what we do is we help you have a strong foundation, including a credible address, entity in good standing, EIN bank account. Then we build out the business credit worthiness, the business credit under the EIN, like Dun & Bradstreet, that includes adding trade lines, real trade lines, company cars, company credit cards, so forth. Then over in phase 3, we build out strong financials like your balance sheet. And in fact, we transfer assets for free, $10,000. So you have collateral. And by doing this, we're able to get positioned for funding for your business. That does take 30 to 60 days. However, what we can do within the first week is actually get you your first tranche of funding, some offers that you can pick from into script. So, we have 2 prospecting questions. Are you looking for funding to start or grow a business? Yes or no? If yes, well, great. Do you have a fundable business? And if not, or they don't know, that's where it opens up the dialogue. So back to this. 3 things that you do. So you can either do this yourself or you can delegate it. But this is the essence of what the branch offices do. So you shouldn't be ignoring it. You should either do it, or we need to get together and create a plan for someone to do it for you. So then the third is, of course, to enroll leads. Now, what we rolled out last week, and I'll put, I guess, 1 asterisk by it for a footnote, is we rolled out CPP 2.0. So several of you have enrolled in it, Mr. Connell, over the weekend. I think we had 6 or 7 of you, whereby we have a sales team that we've hired because some of the branches aren't so good at doing their job, quite frankly. So we can actually go do all 3 of these things and provide you a signed contract. It's called Client Placement Program. Separate discussion, but just so you know, if you don't want to do any of these things, you can outsource it all. But the bottom line is we need to be effective in educating. And so if you have a group of people, you probably want to use the 10 mistake PowerPoint. You should have that. We provided that to each of you. If you don't have it, let us know. But when you're having one-on-one discussions, whether it be in person or online, or distance-based, I should say, I recommend using this graphic. You should have an editable version. If you don't, let us know. You can change the call to action in the bottom left-hand corner. But our discussion today is the Larry model. Larry, if you have anything to contribute, let us know. But essentially, he focuses on really clarifying the benefits to the client versus just regurgitating all over them. So he starts with the lead line. Hey, it's almost like we pay you to participate. Because what we're going to do is help create a fundable business over a 30 to 60 day period. But part of that is we're actually giving you 10K, 10,000. Also, we're going to be adding trade lines on so your business has a strong business credit profile. If you want, we can help you get even a business automobile. And we've got great success stories of that. And of course, this is a picture of a business automobile we got. You could replace this with your business automobile. Or as you're helping clients that are getting business automobiles, you can replace this picture with their vehicle if you want. And then you need to do something like Larry does very effectively to get people to move forward now rather than later. Now, we're going to talk about how Larry approaches pricing, and it's very controversial. So you may not want to replicate it because ultimately they're going to ask, well, oh, so this didn't cost me anything, right? Well, it's not a free program, right? Let's go ahead and expand this a bit. So we're not pretending or misleading that it's a free program. It's not. Now, there's clearly more benefit to the client than what they pay. But at some point, the conversation about money is going to have to come in. I think this is where Larry excels and some of you may not. So how to approach the money topic. So Larry, again, correct me if I'm doing this, stating this incorrectly, but Larry's approach is he always leads with the $500. So what Larry would say is something like, well, tell you what, it's only $500 to get started, to get set up, and then we can immediately begin showing you the benefits that we've discussed and getting your business positioned for at least $250,000. So only $500. Now, you all know as branch offices, you can either ask the client to pay $500 down and we finance the rest 0% through Sweet Pay, or they could pay you $2,500. I know $2,500 is bigger, but listen to how Larry does it. He'll always, let's make that capital, always get the client under contract with the $500. Then he'll come back with a special offer. And the special offer is, by the way, if you want to pay an additional $2,000 now, you'll qualify for a dollar for dollar grant match, reducing your cost in half. Because, right, if clients pay, and let's put little dashes here to kind of separate the thoughts. So for the startup program, the program's actually $5,000. If the client pays half, $2,500, the grant matches of the $2,500, they pay you. And so that's a great injection. $2,500 to you is worth more than $500, I know. Even if they pay $500, you still get the rest. It's just delayed by 30 days because they're financing it using the Sweet Pay system. But rather than confusing it, give them an option of one. Just get them under contract, get the $500, and then after they're under contract, after they paid the $500, come back and say, oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not, but you qualify. Instead of deferring payment with the Sweet Pay, if you pay the additional $2,000 now, the grant will match dollar for dollar. So, and what's your words, Larry? It's like we are giving you $2,500 today. So you can see it's all, of course, truthful, but it's all in how you present it, the order and the technique. So with that being said, I just wanted to have a brief training today to, first of all, encourage you. Let's all go enroll a client today. There's no reason that we don't enroll a client today. If you have leads, you need to educate them. And we recommend something similar to this. If you don't have any leads, you can go back and watch the certification training on chapmanloanprogram.org, or just simply use the CPP for now. Just allow our sales team to go bring you leads. And they're not even leads, they're clients, right? So that's the difference. With CPP, this is not leads. These are contracted clients. So it means you've outsourced all three of these items, all the three of these steps. That's not really the intent of the branch model. We would like you to go do these three things, but if you're not very good at it, you don't have the time, or you just need to get cash flow going quickly, then use the CPP, where our sales team have literally done all three of these things. We transfer the client contract to you, and we transfer a bill of sale to show that now it's your contract. And again, Terrence is a great example. He bought two. We do the CPPs in pairs. And again, we had a separate training on that, but he bought two. So we transferred the two contracts to him. We introduced both clients to him, and we sent him a bill of sale that showed ownership. So with that being said, there's so many people that need funding, and most of them don't have a fundable business. And in fact, most of them don't even understand what it takes, what it means to have a fundable business. And so if you will go generate leads, then you should educate them. And if you follow the Larry Johnson or some similar model, you should enroll the vast majority of them. But the ball's in your court. You're the CEO of your business, of your branch. And so we need to implement. We need to go enroll a client today. If you need help, let us know. Obviously, our phone number and contact information is all on our website. We'll be back tomorrow morning, however, and Wednesday, but we will not be together Thursday or Friday. So let's go enroll a client today. Go enroll a client today. We'll support you, we'll assist you, but it's time. It's time to make money for your branch, for you to be profitable, for you to be successful. Thanks, everyone. See you back tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.